With just one homemade natural fertilizer, you can help your orchids thrive, with glossy green leaves, continuous new shoots, and vibrant blooms year-round. If you want your garden to always be full of beautiful flowers, don't miss this content. When the plant is grown and is developing flower spikes like this, its nutritional, water, and mineral needs increase significantly. If it remains in the small pot with the old growing medium, the roots will no longer have enough space and nutrients to nourish the plant and flowers, causing it to weaken quickly. Upon closer observation, we see that the roots have completely filled the pot, and the growing medium has been used for a long time and is beginning to decompose. If left as is, the growing medium will become moldy, the roots will be crowded, suffocated, and very prone to rot. This is a common practice in industrially grown orchids, where the growing medium is insufficient and the plant only survives for a short time. When brought to a home for long-term cultivation in a natural environment, this pot and growing medium are no longer suitable. Therefore, we need to remove the old pot, discard the outer layer, and carefully remove some of the old growing medium inside. Any decomposed or dirty growing medium should be removed to prevent fungal diseases and root rot. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe buttons to support me and so you don't miss any orchid care tips. It's great to have you as a companion on this journey. Besides English, we now have voiceovers in French, German, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, Hindi, and Indonesian, to help you understand the content more easily. Listen in your preferred language by opening the video and clicking on the settings gear icon to select the appropriate audio language. After removing the old potting mix, we will transfer the plant to a new pot, adding a more porous mix to allow the roots to breathe better and absorb nutrients more effectively. Next, we will treat any damaged or dead roots underground to prepare the orchid for replanting. In the next step, we use scissors to begin processing the root system. Damaged, rotten, or dead roots need to be completely removed, as these roots are no longer able to absorb nutrients and are prone to fungal diseases directly affecting the plant. Which country are you watching this video from? Let me know in the comments. It's wonderful that we can connect and chat with each other from all over the world. Which country are you watching this video from? Let me know in the comments. It's wonderful that we can connect and chat with each other from all over the world. At this point, the dormant buds on the stem will be better activated. With proper care, they may sprout new shoots or develop into flower stalks in the near future. In the next step, we will deal with this yellowed leaf. Such leaves are no longer able to photosynthesize effectively and are especially susceptible to fungal infections. If left, the disease can quickly spread to healthy leaves and even the root system. Therefore, we proactively remove this yellowed leaf completely to prevent fungal disease from developing and to help the plant concentrate nutrients on the healthy parts. After this, we will continue with the following care steps to help the orchid recover and grow steadily. Next, we will take the plant outside and thoroughly clean the entire orchid with clean water. This is a mandatory step in caring for any orchid and should not be skipped. Washing will help remove fungal diseases, dirt, and residue remaining on the leaves, roots, and base of the plant, creating conditions for better nutrient absorption in subsequent care steps. When this step is performed correctly and completely, the recovery and growth of the orchid will be more noticeable and sustainable. Therefore, we first thoroughly rinse the upper leaves. Densbury carefully into the crevices between the leaves, the base, and the roots to completely wash away any remaining mold, dust, and impurities. At this point, the cleaning process is complete. Next, we will take the plant outside and proceed with the next steps. In the next step, we will prepare a clean container, then pour in 1 liter of filtered water to get it ready for the next steps in processing and caring for the orchid. In the next step, we will use potassium permanganate solution. Potassium permanganate has antibacterial, antifungal, and insecticidal properties, making it very effective during the orchid treatment process. Here, I will add about 10 drops of potassium permanganate to a prepared container of water, then stir well until the potassium permanganate is completely dissolved. Once the solution is stabilized, we will proceed with the next steps to treat the orchid, ensuring it is disease-free and recovers optimally. In the next step, we will prepare a container and then place the entire orchid plant in it, focusing on soaking the roots and base of the orchid in the prepared solution. Next, I will use a soft cotton pad to gently wipe the entire stem and leaves of the plant, helping to remove any remaining dirt and minimizing damage to the young tissue, creating the best conditions for the orchid to stabilize and grow healthily after treatment. Wipe the top surface to remove dust and moss. Also wipe the underside of the leaves, where mold and pathogens often reside. This method ensures thorough cleaning, limiting the growth of fungi and bacteria on the orchid and its flower stems. Next, pour potassium permanganate solution into a container and soak the entire base, pseudobulbs, growing medium, and root system of the orchid. Soak the roots and base completely in the solution for about 30 minutes. This step helps to deeply disinfect, clean the roots, and prevent fungal diseases, creating a foundation for the orchid to recover and grow healthily later. In the next step, after soaking the orchid in the potassium permanganate solution for 30 minutes, it will be thoroughly disinfected and mold-free from the roots to the growing medium. At this point, we gently remove the plant from the solution. It is clear that bacteria and fungi have been cleaned, and the orchid roots appear brighter, cleaner, and healthier. After completing this treatment, we proceed to replant the orchid, ready for the next stage of care to help it recover and grow steadily. After preparation, we proceed to plant the orchid in a new pot, preferably one with plenty of drainage holes to ensure good aeration, allowing the roots to breathe properly and promoting stable plant growth. The growing medium used here is shredded pine bark, a breathable, clean, and environmentally friendly material, very suitable for orchids. It's important to note that the pine bark must be thoroughly processed before planting to remove fungi, diseases, and impurities. When planting, we first line the bottom of the pot with pine bark, then place the orchid in the correct position, keeping the stem straight. Next, add more pine bark around the base, adjusting it so that the growing medium comfortably surrounds the roots, not too tightly, but firm enough to help the plant stand upright and grow healthy. Next, we add pine bark around the base of the plant, paying attention to the process being slow and even. Then gently tap both sides of the pot so that the pine bark evenly fills the gaps, snugly embracing the orchid's root system. This method helps to secure the roots, preventing them from shifting while still ensuring the necessary aeration. Thus, we have completed planting the orchid in the pot. The plant is firmly secured, the growing medium is tightly packed inside, and it is ready for the next stage of care and recovery. Next, we cover the surface of the pot with a thin layer of pine bark mixed with moss to retain moisture. This moss helps maintain humidity at the rim of the pot, creating favorable conditions for new roots to develop and spread outwards, especially at the rim. Note that all moss and pine bark scraps must be treated before planting. When the growing medium is clean and safe, the orchid will not be susceptible to mold, will recover stably, and will grow healthier over time. After planting, we move the orchid pot to the garden, placing it in a shady, well-ventilated location. After a day, when the root system has begun to stabilize in the pot, we continue with the normal care process to help the orchid recover and grow sustainably. For the next step, I use banana peels to make fertilizer for my orchids, a very nutrient-rich natural ingredient. Banana peels contain many vitamins, potassium, and phosphorus, which are important elements that help orchids grow healthily, stimulate new shoots, and produce better flowers. Before using bananas in daily life, we should save the peels. Don't throw them away, because banana peels are a valuable source of nutrients for orchids. Next, we will cut the bananas into thin, small slices so that the decomposition and release of nutrients will occur more quickly and evenly. After processing, the chopped bananas are ready for the next steps in making natural fertilizer for orchids. Next, we prepare a clean container, then put all the processed banana peels inside. Gathering the banana peels in the container helps to concentrate and extract nutrients more effectively during the fermentation process. Next, we use flour, as it is rich in B vitamins and minerals, helping orchids recover quickly, stimulate root growth, and promote strong shoot development. Take a spoonful of flour, then add it to about 500 milliliters of hot water to dissolve, creating a base nutrient solution ready for the next step. Next, we stir the flour and banana mixture thoroughly to ensure complete dissolution, allowing the nutrients to infuse into the water. Then, we seal the container tightly and let it ferment. This solution is placed in a cool, well-ventilated area for 1 day to allow the flour and banana to gently ferment. After a day of incubation, the banana water solution has permeated and undergone mild fermentation. When a layer of white foam appears, it indicates that the fermentation is complete and perfectly beneficial for the orchid. At this point, stir the solution thoroughly once more, then filter out all the sediment. Next, we proceed to filter out all the sediment. Once the sediment has been completely removed, the remaining liquid is the nutrient solution from the fermented flour and bananas. Thus, we have obtained a complete container of nutrient solution, ready to use for caring for, restoring, and promoting healthy orchid growth. Next, add 500 milliliters of clean filtered water. Then stir well until a lightly fermented banana and flour solution is completely dissolved. Next, we return to caring for the orchid that was planted a day ago. At this point, the root system has begun to stabilize in the pot, making it the perfect time to add a nutrient solution made from lightly fermented flour and banana. I prepared a spray bottle, filled it with the nutrient solution, and proceeded to directly care for the orchid in the garden. First, I sprayed evenly on the upper surface of the leaves to clean off dust and prevent mold. Next, I've sprayed the underside of the leaves, where the solution would penetrate better and create an environment for beneficial microorganisms to thrive. This lightly fermented solution will form beneficial microorganisms, making the growing medium more porous and airy, allowing the roots to absorb nutrients more quickly and effectively. I continued spraying the roots, the base, and the flower stalks. The banana flower nutrient solution contains potassium, B vitamins, phosphorus, and nitrogen, important elements that help the orchid grow strong, develop healthy roots, thick leaves, and prepare for flowering. Next, we proceed with fertilizing the orchid. Normally, foliar fertilization helps nutrients penetrate and nourish the roots. However, in this case, I'm using a liquid compound fertilizer and applying it directly to the roots. Then, I watered the base, roots, and the entire growing medium evenly. This method helps the orchid absorb nutrients directly from the roots, pumping them up the stem and leaves, resulting in stronger and more stable growth. After watering, I soaked the pot for about 20 minutes to allow the solution to penetrate deeply into the roots and growing medium. On the Blissful Garden channel, you can also find many ways to make homemade organic fertilizers from familiar kitchen ingredients. These are not only cost-effective but also help plants grow sustainably. Next, I'll use a soft cotton pad to gently wipe the tips and surface of the leaves, removing any remaining fertilizer and preventing mold and bacteria from developing on the leaves. After this time, I remove the pot to drain, then place the plant outdoors in a shady, well-ventilated location with gentle light, avoiding harsh sunlight to help the plant recover. Thus, after a month of care, our orchid has recovered significantly and is growing very steadily. The previously dull leaves are now bright and clean again, with a glossy, deep green surface, thicker leaves, and beautiful veins and waves. Because the plant initially lacked nutrients and was planted in a small pot, after being transferred to a larger pot, supplemented with sufficient potting mix, and properly cared for, the root system has developed strongly, penetrating deep and spreading evenly within the potting mix. As a result, the plant absorbs nutrients better, growing faster and healthier. You can clearly see that both old and new roots are growing abundantly, with strong, thick root tips firmly gripping the rim of the pot. The leaves are thick, green, and vibrant, indicating that the plant is completely stable and vigorous. In particular, the flower stalks have begun to form and develop clearly. Not only is there a main flower stalk, but the plant has also produced secondary flower stalks, showing its strong vitality. With regular, proper care and sufficient nutrients, the orchid has entered a new flowering cycle, displaying a beautiful, healthy form and promising a spectacular flowering season ahead. What do you think of my method of caring for this orchid? Don't hesitate to leave a comment and share your thoughts. I really want to hear your feedback and experiences. Every share from you is a valuable source of motivation that helps us learn and love plants more every day. I hope this video helps you better care for your orchids at home. If you find it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more simple and natural orchid care tips.